For most of our lives, we are aware that music is a part of us and is a part of our life. Life's music is simply realizing that we need music to go through our everyday lives, to help us through the things that we find are difficult to understand, they're difficult to handle. It's kind of like stress, where it starts out as a small seed and it just grows and grows and grows until it is unable to be controlled. Music is the same way. It is a small, small seed that is put inside of us when we were born. With the sound of our mother's heart and the sound of her breathing, that is when it begins. Hi, my name is Sarah Brown, and I am the director and producer of Life's Music, the documentary that you are now watching. I have a personal story about Life's Music, how it has helped me with everything. It has helped me cope with school. It has helped me cope with my mother's cancer, with the stresses that I have now, with so much. Life's music doesn't stop at a piano or a guitar or at a microphone. It doesn't stop. Life's music continues on. What is life's music to you? Throughout this documentary, I would challenge you to find out what life's music means to you. I challenged you. Ready? Set. Go. What do you think the title of this documentary means?
I would say that life's music just basically sums up the idea that music is an integral part of life that's indispensable. We, as humans, wouldn't know what to do without music because it's a universal language and it's so much a part of our culture that I don't know what life would look like without it.
Why did you start playing music? Was there a need to begin music, since you said you started music, or you started playing 10 years ago? What was the need to begin piano?
It wasn't really my idea, in all honesty. It was something that my mom knew that she wished she could have done when she was a child, and she never had the opportunity. So it's something that she wanted to instill in me as important, and it was also a way for her to teach me diligence and self-motivation.
So it has taught you diligence and self-motivation. Has it taught you anything else?
The act of practicing has taught me probably forbearance. In the last couple of years with carpal tunnel, you just have to be able to push through sometimes. And so that's taught me to recognize my own limitations, but not to let them cripple me.
Music has vibrations, and music is absorbed into your body. Do you think that if you hadn't played for 10 years, do you think that you would still be the same person?
That's a complex question. I think that my propensity to the personality I have would have remained the same, but I think that learning that diligence, and my parents would say pulling hen's teeth, was akin to getting me to practice. I would say that I would have either had to learn that in another way, or especially as a student, I wouldn't be who I am if I hadn't learned that lesson through playing piano.
You said to me before the interview began that your favorite piece was Canon in D. And when people say that your music touched me, it's literal. And how has that piece of music touched you in a literal sense?
Wow. My parents' wedding video is set to Canon in D, and I've always been fascinated by my family and my family's history, and so as a child I would watch that wedding video, and I realized the first time I saw it that Canon in D evoked a set of emotions that was healthy and perfectly appropriate for that event. And so my goal became to learn that piece of music because it was the most beautiful piece of classical music that I had ever heard. And I wanted to be able to invoke that same emotion when I played it. And so, for one thing, when I learned to play that song, I was evoking that emotion in myself. And I was also evoking that emotion because as it manifested itself in me, it came out through my fingertips. And so the way I play that song is affected by the anticipation of the next sequence of notes and the knowledge that that same chord progression lasts throughout the entire song, but that it's so creative at the same time, even though there are 11 pages of repetition of that same chord progression. And so I think that feeling came out through my fingers, and that's how it touches me, and then that feeling comes out in the sound when I play the music, and so that affects the people who are listening. But I would definitely say that music is an avenue for channeling emotions, because I still, to this day, will go and sit at the piano and just play a single song or pull something out of my memory or play my favorite song when I feel like I need to be able to focus on one thing in particular. So if my mind is racing and I have a lot going on in my head, then music gives me something to focus on, and that helps me to channel my thoughts as well as my emotions.
So music has made you the person that you are today?
I think in a sense, yeah.
So what did you find music to be? Could you understand it more, or could it understand you more? Since our bodies are over 70% water, I guess that the Japanese study is true. The way that music affects us is deeper than just melodies that we hear, more than just little dots we see on the page. Life's music, to me, is something more than what I hear and something more than what I see on a page. It is something that I can relate to and something that can relate to me. My story, I guess, would be the time that my mother had cancer. My mother was diagnosed with colon cancer about 3-4 years ago, and I was just devastated. I couldn't understand why everything was happening. I was mad at the world, at God, at many people, I guess, and I threw away the only thing that really comforted me, which was music. And the more that I got away from music, the more I could understand the reason why I was angry. It wasn't because I couldn't help my mother. It was because I couldn't understand what I was going through. I couldn't process my own feelings. And with music, it was astonishing with the way that I recovered from the trauma, I guess, or the shock. When I played the guitar or the piano, it was instant. I fell in love all over again. And music really helped me. It was my therapy. And that was the entire point of this documentary. It was to challenge the audience to look at music more than words on a page, more than lyrics that we hear, and more than tunes that we hum. It's something deeper. It's almost spiritual. God gave us a voice to use, and we use it, and it's through songs that we use it. And music is so therapeutic that we cannot even begin to understand. Life's music was something deeper than just life. It's an understanding. And the entire point of this documentary was to share that with people. And I hope everyone realized that. Thank you so much for watching Life's Music. I hope that this documentary has enlightened you in some way, shape, or form. And I hope that you accepted the challenge and you looked for music that inspired you to do things, that inspired you to go become a better you, to become a better person, or anything, really. It's something that I hope you actually acted out. Now, the songs that were played in this documentary will all be in the credits, so just wait a little longer and you will see the credits and everything. Again, I thank you for watching this documentary.
Dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true.